Okay, here is my audience for my speech. Okay. How many hours do you think you're spending on social media? Well, I bet you're spending a lot more time on it than you think. Excessive use of social media is very common, however, we must stop because it can be very harmful to our mental and physical health, decrease productivity, as well as affect our social relationships. Social media overuse is socially significant because as social media is growing and becoming a critical role in our everyday life, it has become an important issue of the dangers of addiction. So for my visual aid, I have my phone because everyone's addicted to their phones and everyone uses social media on their phones. I have personally experienced the negative effects of social media myself, and I've also talked about this topic in my previous informative speech, so I'm very prepared to talk about this topic. I'm also very passionate about spreading awareness of the harmful impacts of social media addiction and have researched to understand and share the issues and solutions. So I believe that the U.S. should create a policy making social media companies accountable for the damages they develop due to the social media addiction. Today, I'll be talking about the individuals and how individuals and communities can combat social media addiction, as well as elaborate on the policy that I want to propose. First, let's talk about how individuals can prevent overusing social media. Individuals can avoid social media overuse by finding ways to stay offline. For example, finding hobbies and extracurriculars to do in person to reduce screen time. Not only does picking up on hobbies or joining clubs help me stay away from social media, but also has improved my social skills. Another way is to keep yourself disciplined by limiting your screen time or deleting certain social media apps. For example, according to Peck in 2018, she had an experiment where she limited social access during certain periods of the day using the blocking app Freedom. This later proved to be a very effective strategy for her, and these time-based internet blockers helped her increase her productivity. However, we don't have to face finding solutions on our own, but we also have our communities to help us. The community can help each other avoid overusing social media in many ways. For example, organizing campaigns or online resources to spread awareness about the negative effects of social media really helps the community to learn about the dangers of and prevent social media addiction. As reported by the Organization for Social Media Safety website in 2024, they are a national nonprofit dedicated to making social media safe for everyone through education, advocacy, and tech. Websites such as these not only, one, teach the community the importance and effects of social media addiction, but also two, provide solutions to it. Our community also provides counseling and multiple treatment centers to help the community from toxic tendencies addiction can cause. According to Balin in 2023, parents and guardians who notice these effects on their children also help take specific measures to help them develop a healthier relationship with social media. And with this, I believe that our parents and guardians are our closest and most accessible community to help us with social media addiction. And lastly, coming together through shared interests such as clubs, activities, and extracurriculars can help us stay offline as well as bond with our community. And with these in-person interactions can help individuals feel accepted and valued by their peers, as well as feel a sense of belonging. Now that we finished discussing how individuals and communities can end social media addiction, I will introduce a policy that I believe the U.S. should establish. The policy that the government should establish is to force social media companies to focus on platform accountability and issuing fines and penalties if they do not comply, to protect society from the negative burdens of social media addiction. Social media is so accessible that it can be very dangerous for certain age groups and harmfully affect brain development in adolescence. According to Miller in 2022, adolescence is the second biggest period of brain development and growth, and because of that, social media can have a very big impact on the adolescent brain. Implementing a policy enforcing social media companies to filter out content for specific adolescent ages would help to reduce the dangers of insufficient brain development. Ways social media companies must focus on platform accountability are time limits on apps, filtering out certain content for certain age groups, and enforcing break prompts to prevent continuous and extended play. In 2022, SICU stated that until our society treats mental health as physical health, we will continue to face this crisis. And if teens are held accountable for the time they spend online, tech companies should be too. Social media companies want people to become addicted to their social media apps and for them to keep using it for them to earn money. However, once an individual is harmed due to overuse, they become the ones to blame. This policy has also worked in China. According to Jiang, in 2022, in China, mass media have increased public consciousness of internet addiction as a health risk and a social problem. Since they are so aware of the situation, they have taken extensive measures to make their application companies take accountability, which the US should be doing too. Since I just threw a lot of information at you, I'll be concluding everything I explained today. We covered how individuals and companies can avoid overusing social media and addiction, and spread awareness of the negative impacts of it. And lastly, we elaborated on the importance of a policy keeping social media companies accountable for the damages they cause through people overusing social media. But most importantly, be more conscious the next time you pick up your phone or computer, and remember that you have a life outside social media. Thank you. Okay, this is my audience after. Oh my.